He thought it was just a blind date, until she said, "You don't remember me, do you?" He almost canceled. Ethan Parker sat in his car outside the cafe, fingers tight around the steering wheel, staring at the warm lights glowing through the windows. A blind date at 34 felt like a quiet admission of failure. Another awkward evening. Another polite smile. Another "you're great, but..." His phone buzzed. "Maya, I'm here." He exhaled, forced the door open, and stepped inside. That's when he saw her. She stood near the counter, mid-30s, soft blue dress, dark hair pulled back loosely, a few strands framing her face. There was something familiar about her, but he brushed it off as nerves. Everyone felt familiar on first dates, didn't they? They exchanged smiles, ordered coffee, and sat by the window. Conversation flowed easily, too easily. She laughed at his dry humor. She listened, really listened, when he talked about his job, his failed engagement, the quiet life he'd settled into, but she kept looking at him in a way that made his chest tighten. Not curiosity. Not attraction alone, recognition. Halfway through their drinks, she grew quiet. Her fingers traced the rim of her cup. Then she looked up, eyes shining with something dangerously close to tears. "You don't remember me, do you?" The cafe noise faded. Ethan blinked. I'm sorry." Her voice was gentle, but steady. 10 years ago. St. Mary's Hospital. The night shift. His heart skipped. Images flickered, harsh lights, antiseptic smells, the sound of machines beeping, his life cracking open. "I was the woman sitting alone in the waiting room," she continued softly. Crying. Pregnant. Terrified. His breath caught. She leaned forward, eyes locked on his. "You sat next to me. You didn't know me. But you stayed. For 3 hours." The memory hit him like a wave. A young woman shaking, telling him her fiancé had left. That she was scared she wouldn't survive childbirth. That she had no one. He had been broken back then too. His father had just died. And somehow, they had held each other together in silence. "I told you my name was Lily," she said. "But it's Maya. I lied because I didn't think I'd ever see you again." Ethan's voice trembled. You remember that?" She smiled sadly. "I named my daughter Hope because of that night." The weight of her words settled between them. "You told me," she went on, "that sometimes strangers save us so we can save ourselves." Tears blurred his vision. "That night," she whispered, "changed my life." And suddenly, this was no blind date at all. They walked along the street after the cafe closed, the night cool and quiet. "I searched for you," Maya admitted. "For years. But all I knew was your first name and that you loved black coffee and hated hospitals." Ethan laughed softly through the emotion. "I didn't even think you'd remember me." "How could I forget?" she said. "You were there when I had nothing." They sat on a bench under a street lamp. Ethan felt something shift inside him, like a door he'd locked long ago was opening. "I've spent 10 years thinking that night was just a sad moment," he said. "I never realized it mattered." "It mattered," Maya replied firmly. "Because when I wanted to give up, I remembered you saying, 'Your story isn't ending here.'" She hesitated, then added, "I've been afraid to date since then. Afraid to hope." Ethan turned to her. "Me too." Silence stretched, but it wasn't heavy. "It was healing. I didn't come tonight expecting answers," Maya said. "I just needed to know if you remembered. If it was real." Ethan reached for her hand, slowly, respectfully. She didn't pull away. "It was real," he said. "And maybe, this is too." Her eyes filled again, but this time with warmth, not pain. From inside her purse, her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen and smiled. "That's Hope," she said. "She's 9 now. She keeps asking if I've finally met someone kind." Ethan swallowed. "What do you tell her?" Maya looked at him, hope written all over her face. "I think," she said softly, "I just did." The streetlight flickered above them, as if blessing the moment. Some people pass through our lives for minutes and leave marks that last forever, and sometimes, when the timing is finally right, fate brings them back, not as strangers, but as second chances.